What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk to you about how and when I was first introduced to silver. But really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also make sure to subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive silver content. And if you want to help support the channel by getting some DYDSS merchandise, we got t-shirts and hoodies and a bunch of gear raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. Brand new one called the DYDSS Military. It's raising funds for military with PTSD, which is a non-profit actively working to help improve the lives of our veterans. Any and all merch can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. But today, I thought I've been doing a lot of videos lately responding to some of the comments and questions left for me in the comment section of older videos, and today I was thinking about it. Something that I've talked about in the past, but it's been a while since I've really told the story, and I don't even know if I've ever really told it in full detail or whatever, so I figured it'd make for a pretty interesting video. And I'd also like for you guys to let me know in the comments who introduced you to silver, when were you introduced to silver, how were you introduced to silver, and when you were first introduced to it, did you jump on board right away, or did it take you a little while to actually get started? But anyway, in 2013, a couple of friends and I, we actually started a business together, and maybe 6 months to a year later down the road, I actually got in contact with a friend of mine that I knew since we were probably 6 or 7 years old, and went to elementary school together, middle school together, and I think he moved either in high school or as high school was starting. And I lost contact with him, got in contact with him in probably 2014, I want to say, about a year after we started the business. And I was telling him some of the things that I had going on. I told him that, you know, I started a business with a bunch of guys that he probably knows as well. So I said, hey, next time you're in New Jersey, you know, if you want to hang out, if you want to see what we have going on, please feel free. Sure enough, he came through one day, checked out everything that we were doing, and he said it's interesting what we have going on. And it's funny, obviously, when you start a business, one of your number one objectives is to make money. And he was telling me that he doesn't necessarily have a business or a way of making money other than his job, but he has a way of saving money, something that he's been doing for, I don't know, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years at the point. And he was saying that he converts his dollars into silver. And up until this point, I had never heard of this before. I didn't know that it was a thing. I didn't know that this is something that anyone does at all. I didn't know. I had no clue. Never heard of it before. It was brand new to me. And he was telling me a little bit about it. He said every week when he gets his check, he takes about $40 over to a coin shop and he picks up 2 of these silver eagles. He picks up 2 a week, or 2 every 2 weeks. I forget which one he did, but he would go with about $40 cash. Granted, this was 2014, so with the spot price plus a bit of a premium, he'd walk out with approximately $40 worth of silver. And the reason I say $40 worth of silver is because he went in with 40 bucks and he left with 2 American Eagles every week or every other week. And he was telling me that he's been doing it for a while, and at the time he said he had X amount of ounces. I don't remember off the top of my head, probably a couple hundred. And let's just say 500 ounces. I don't remember, but solid number, 500. So let's just say he says 500 ounces of silver. When I asked him how much money's worth does he have, he says 500 ounces. I was like, well, how much money is that worth? And he was like, it's worth 500 ounces. I was like, well, what about like dollars though? And he made a point to tell me that he doesn't know and he doesn't care because he doesn't like to measure his wealth in dollars. He likes to measure his wealth in ounces. And I thought it was really interesting. And not once did he tell me that I should begin stacking silver. He didn't tell me what I should do. He didn't tell me what to do. He didn't tell me anything at all. He was just sharing with me something that he does. He wasn't trying to sell me on silver or anything like that. And because of that, I didn't hop on board right away. I didn't say, "Oh man, let me go on over to a coin shop with you. Let's go get a little bit of silver." At the time, I was so preoccupied with the business that I had started with a couple of my friends. We were running with that. We were doing that, practically 16 hours a day. And I thought the whole silver concept was intriguing, interesting. It was definitely something different. It was definitely something that I had never heard of before. And it was definitely something that I was personally attracted to, because I typically like to go in the direction that most people do not go in. A majority of the things that I do are not necessarily typical, not the quote-unquote normal thing to do. I kind of like to pave my own path and go in my own direction. And when he showed me a way of going about, saving money, he did not introduce it to me from, we were showing him what we were doing from a business perspective, and in no way, shape, or form did he pretend that silver was an investment of any kind. He did not use the word investment. He said he would like to invest in the future, but he said when it comes to silver, he's just trading dollars for ounces, and he said it's a smarter way, in his opinion, smarter, safer, and better way of saving your money, because at the end of the day, screw the bank. And I thought it was really interesting, and unfortunately, I was so preoccupied and distracted with everything that I had going on at the time in 2013, 14, and 15, I didn't jump on board. So I could have gotten maybe 2 or 3 years worth of a head start now, looking back, but I think it's okay. I started stacking in 2018, the very beginning of 2018, when he introduced it to me in 2014 or 15 probably. So I could have gotten a little bit of a head start. I could have had, a couple years worth of stacking. Maybe I'd have an extra couple 100 ounces of silver at this point, but it is what it is. I did wait it out, not on purpose. I was just very distracted with it, so I started stacking on my own, and then I reached back out to him and I told him that, I remember everything that he told me about silver a couple years back, and I ended up, I know it sounds a little bit ridiculous, taking a couple years to actually do a little bit of independent research and whatnot on my own, but he introduced me to the concept, and then due to the information that I acquired due to my own research, I fell in love with the idea. I loved it. I still love it. It's been about 1.5 years, and this in no way, shape, or form is all the silver that I have. This is just a little bit of silver, a little bit of everything. You got some coins, some larger denomination silver bars. We got some junk silver. We got some generic bars, coins from other countries. It's just somewhat like a little bit of everything, so I can, lay it out and show everybody, a variety as I talk about silver. So that's kind of how I was introduced to silver. It was through a friend, somebody that I had known since I was probably 6 years old, 6 or 7 years old. We were in the same class in first grade. So I've known him since then. It's been quite a while since first grade. I've known him longer than I've known almost anyone else. So big shout out to him. Big thank you to him for introducing me to silver, because I'm going to be honest with you, if he didn't introduce me to silver, 2-3 years later, I never would have said to myself, I remember when he was telling me about silver. Let me look it up. It might be June of 2019, and to this day, I might never have discovered silver or understood silver or figured it out. So thanks to him, I'm now stacking silver. So I want you guys to let me know in the comments who introduced you, how were you introduced, did you get started stacking right away? Let me know your story in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. If you want to support the channel, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. We got t-shirts and hoodies, a lot of which are being sold to raise funds and awareness for different charity organizations. And of course, we have the brand new DYDSS Military Tea, which is actually raising funds and awareness for Military with PTSD, a nonprofit organization actively working to help improve the lives of our veterans. Any and all merch can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. And I want you guys to let me know in the comments, who introduced you to silver? Did you figure it out on your own somehow? Was it maybe a friend, maybe a sibling, maybe an older family member, parents, grandparents, aunt, uncle? Was it a friend? How were you introduced to silver? How old were you, if you're comfortable disclosing? How long have you been stacking silver for? And just let me know your story. I'm going to do my best to read and respond to every comment, so have at it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.